So you're thinking about moving to Southwest Florida, but not too familiar with the area. Well, today I'm going to save you dozens of hours of searching online and give you an overview, a lay of the land of the Southwest Florida area. My name is Mindy Sylvester. I've been living in Southwest Florida since 1995 when I moved to Port Charlotte. Then in 1998, I moved to Naples. So happy I did. I've been in Naples ever since. And I'm going to give you the lay of the land today. I understand that it can be so difficult searching for properties when you're not too familiar with the area. And I have a team of over 50 people all the way from Naples all the way up to Tampa. So if you're looking for any specific area that I don't cover today, of course, be sure to contact me. And hopefully you're subscribing to my channel. And by the way, I have a great relocation guide on my website that gives you really in-depth information. One of the worst things I think you can do is move to a neighborhood that doesn't fit your lifestyle. So I'm going to help you today, give you information on areas and the communities and what they're like so that you can get an idea if they are right for you. We're going to start at the Southwest Florida International Airport because more than likely that's where you will be flying in. The Southwest Florida International Airport, known as RSW, is about 30 minutes from Naples. If you're in North Naples, maybe Immokalee Road area, maybe less, but 30 to 40 minutes depending on what part of Naples you're from. It's a pretty easy airport to fly in and out of. Lots of international flight, pretty much every carrier goes through, and they're expanding. We're going to start with Miromar Lakes. Miromar Lakes is a master planned community. You can see here, it has a huge lake. It is a very popular, very high-end community. I'm not going too depth into the amenity centers today because all of the communities I'm going to talk about have absolutely fabulous, top of the line, extremely amazing amenity centers. But you can see here from this map how big this lake is. It is a very popular community. The homes range from $500,000 to over $9 million. They have lots of different types of homes, from condos, coach homes, villas, to large single family homes. It is very close to Florida Gulf Coast University. They are known for their beach club there, really beautiful beach club. It is not that far, it is not that close to the actual beach, probably at least 30 minutes to an actual beach, but these large lakes are a huge appeal to people in Miromar Lakes. Now, Miromar Lakes was started in the early 2000s and construction went all through the 2000s. They do have a new community called Nerano, which is a coach home community. They start at around $1.2 million. So not a lot of new construction opportunities in Miromar Lakes, mostly in the 2000s, but really, really beautiful community. So then we're going to cruise down. You can see that Florida Gulf Coast University is really close by right there. We are going to cruise down now to WildBlue, which is also a really popular community. This is WildBlue, and as you can see, a really large lake there. You can boat on this lake. This is a newer community. Most of the homes were built from 2019 to 2023. The builders in this community were Pulte, Stock, and Lennar. The lake views are some of the best lake views in the entire Southwest Florida area. There are approximately 1,100 homes ranging from 800,000 to 2.4 million. Now there are smaller lakes in between here, so not all the homes are on lakes or the large lake, but these homes that are on this large lake, pretty spectacular. We don't have a lot of really large lake views in the area, especially if you're from Minnesota or Michigan. Oftentimes in the majority of communities, you're going to see these lake views that they're charging $200,000 for, and you can see right across the lake into your neighbor's lanai. So we don't have a lot of really great lake views. So that's why I like to point out these communities with these really spectacular lake views. Now we're going to talk about Naples. The first community we're going to come to in Naples is the Vanderbilt beach area. First stop, Collier Bay. Collier Bay is an absolutely spectacular condo development. There are 5 towers of 22-story buildings. They have one of the most amazing amenity centers you're going to find in the area. Their amenity center is 88,000 square feet. They are building a new construction building right now, the last tower, Tower 5. Prices range $3 million to $6 million in Collier Bay. There are some resale opportunities and of course some new construction opportunities. Collier Bay is absolutely fabulous. It is not on the water, but you do have views here of the water. And then just, right here is the Gulf of Mexico. So you do have some long views here. Collier Bay it's one of my favorite. If you like high density communities, if you like to be around people, a lot of people and very active, Collier Bay is a good option. Next, we have Aqua at Pelican Isle. Aqua was built in 2008, and one of the great things about Aqua is it has its own marina. It has 48 residences and a private marina. It's a very low density building, so if you like a more quiet lifestyle, then Aqua might be a better choice for you over Collier Bay. Homes range in Aqua from $2.7 to $6 million right now. Now, again, I'm quoting you guys prices today, but be sure to contact me because I don't know when you're going to watch this video, and the market's starting to get better in Naples, so these prices may not apply to you. This is Vanderbilt Drive, which is going to connect us to 111th, which is also Immokalee Road. We like to change the names on streets. These have multiple names to confuse the tourists. So now we're going to head on 111th, which then becomes Bluebill. And we're gonna head towards the beach. And now we're getting very close to the beach. This is Wiggins Pass Beach. It's a public state park. Lots of parking there, great little state park to go to the beach. Then you have Maria Bay. Maria Bay is one of the most exclusive buildings on the beach. It was built in 2009. It has 72 residences. It is one of the very few communities that has its own beach club. They do have their own beautiful private beach club there, beachfront dining, fabulous amenity center. Prices range in Maria Bay from $5 million to $6 million. Again, these were built in 2009. No new construction opportunities, but right now there is one resale on the market and one recently pending. Now we're going to cruise down Vanderbilt Beach here. Vanderbilt Beach condos, a lot of these condos were built in the 90s, 2000s. No more new construction really to speak of. One really great restaurant to speak of if you're in this area is the Turtle Club. If you love to eat with your feet on the beach in the sand, the Turtle Club is an amazing restaurant. They have really great food, but you can't beat the view. The tables are in the sand. It's not that easy to get into, especially in season. So you'll want to make reservations early. So the Turtle Club is definitely one spot you're going to want to go to. So there is some public beach access throughout here, but most of these buildings are older condominiums. Of course, you've got bay views over here on the right, Gulf views over here on the left. Then you've got more public beach parking. The La Playa Resort is a really beautiful hotel. It's associated with a golf course, so you can have beach and golf if you want to stay there while you're searching for homes in Naples. Then we're going to cruise. We're going to keep cruising down to Vanderbilt Beach, and here is the major beach access here. This is actually a parking garage. So as you can imagine, this is one of the most crowded beaches because it has a parking garage. I'm going to talk more about where I think the best beaches are in the Naples area as soon as we get a little further south, and I'll explain why. Buzz's Lighthouse is a really cute little restaurant to go to on the bay there. And then right in this area, you're going to have the Ritz-Carlton Residences, another new building, not completed yet. It is going to have 128 units ranging from $5 to $10 million. Really close access to the beach, not on the beach. We do have a current Ritz-Carlton on the beach right now, but these are Ritz-Carlton residences that are currently for sale. Again, world-class amenities like you would expect from the Ritz-Carlton. Now, just south of the Ritz-Carlton is a community called Bay Colony. Bay Colony is part of Pelican Bay, which I'm going to get into a minute. But since we're here, we're going to talk about Bay Colony. Bay Colony is one of the most exclusive communities in all of Naples. Bay Colony consists of 11 luxury buildings, 6 of which are beachfront. The residences enjoy a private club on the beach called the Bay Colony Beach Club. It is a very exclusive gated community. As I said, it is part of Pelican Bay, so just south of Vanderbilt Beach Road that runs all the way from Vanderbilt Beach Road to Pine Ridge Road. It runs the entire length is Pelican Bay. Pelican Bay is probably one of the largest master plan communities in all of Florida, definitely in all of Naples. It consists of 6,500 homes. There are 88 different subdivisions in Pelican Bay. So you've got homes in all different price ranges in Pelican Bay. You've got small condominiums from around the 500s. One of my favorite new construction developments is called a Peak, and I've done a lot of videos on a Peak. It is right next to this building called Mystique. Mystique was the building that they built prior to this. Now, right next door, they are building a building called a Peak, which is going to be a very low density luxury tower with, again, world-class amenities, its own private dining for just 68 residences. Definitely one of the most exclusive, beautiful luxury high-rises going up in the area right now. Other than that, most of the homes in Pelican Bay, the majority of them were built in the 2000s. Wide variety, like I said, everywhere from condos, single family homes, villas, coach homes, all different types of homes and all different price ranges. People love Pelican Bay. There are 2 beach clubs. You've got the North Beach Club and the South Beach Club. You've got beachfront dining. All you have to do is take a little tram, or you can walk to the beach, and the next thing you know, you've got chairs set up for you, you've got the restaurant, you've got towels. You don't have to lug anything to the beach. When you live in Pelican Bay, you've got your own private beach club, and you can just show up and enjoy the white sand beaches in Naples. Pelican Bay also has a huge amenity center. They are building new sports courts. They've got pickleball, tennis, a very, very active racket center. They've got a spa, just so many activities. As you can imagine, from a development that large and with this much space, you can imagine that they have a lot of different developments. Really, really pretty. And it goes right up to one of my favorite places, guilty as charged, Waterside Shops, which is great shopping. They have Hermes, Louis Vuitton, all kinds of places for me to get in trouble on a regular basis. Okay, so we're heading south. Now, as we continue to go south, the next community we run into is Park Shore. Park Shore is an established community as well. It consists of beachfront condos. It has bayfront condos over here. You've got single family homes, you've got small condos, large coach homes, hundreds of homes in Park Shore in all different price ranges, all different ages. Park Shore is not a gated community. Pelican Bay is not a gated community, though many of the subdivisions are gated, just as many of these beachfront high-rises do have gates and a lot of really great security. La Ravage, one of the most beautiful complexes on the beach. Park Shore residents enjoy a great shopping and restaurant complex here called the Village Shops on Venetian Bay. We used to call it Venetian Village. I'm not sure when they changed it, but really great waterfront restaurant, some nice shopping, the Bayside. There's also a really good Italian restaurant right here. They don't have it on here. Really good. Just to sit there and watch the dolphins. I mean, sometimes you see dolphins playing and watch the boats go by. It's a really pretty view and a really great place to eat. Then it's on 2 different sides. So when you go on the other side of Park Shore Drive, you've got more shopping. You've got a little pub here that's a little bit more casual and less expensive, but an ice cream shop and some really great places to dine. Park Shore residents also have their own private beach. If you are a Park Shore resident, then you have your own private beach. You can just pull in and residents get to enjoy. It's very inexpensive, just a couple $100 a year. It is not mandatory, but you can join it if you want. I think it's a great amenity to have. As we go south from Park Shore, we immediately go to the Moorings. You don't really know that you're in one versus the other. You just run right into the neighborhood. Very similar neighborhood, same type of homes. Moorings residents also have their own private beach as well, which I'll show you in a second. 3300 Gulf Shore Boulevard is one of the most beautiful buildings being developed right now. It has its own marina. It's a low density building. And the thing I like about it is that it's really wellness related. There are 51 units ranging, starting at $3.7 million, but wellness related and just a very beautiful, low density, luxury, very nice development going up here. These are all established. Really, 3300 Gulf Shore Boulevard is the only new construction opportunity in the Moorings. Now, you can see if I just kept going south here, I'm going to end. So then what we do is we go to Harbor Drive, and then we go south to Creighton Road. We head south on Creighton Road. That is also a main artery. And then we're going to go back over to Mooring Lane Drive to get back to the beach. Because as you can see, unless we have a boat or we're going to swim, we can't get from Moorings to the next community. So now we're in Mooring Lane Drive, which is still the Moorings. And here is the Moorings private beach for the Moorings residences. And then right around here, we enter into a neighborhood called Coquina Sands. Coquina Sands is probably the most changed area in all of Naples. I've been selling for 26 years and I have never seen more new construction opportunities for luxury development than what is going on right now. There are multiple opportunities to buy extremely ultra high-end properties, and there are even more opportunities coming. What is happening is these developers are buying current buildings and tearing them down and building luxury buildings. So some of my favorites here in the Moorings, right around here we have 2020 on Gulf Shore, and that is a low density building as well. 15 units starting at 7.5 million. They're going to have 11 boat slips. So if you're a boater, this is going to be a really nice opportunity to live in a brand new luxury development right across from the private beach right here. Going south, next we're going to run into Olana. Olana is hands down one of the most luxurious buildings, not only in Naples, but in the entire country. There are only 10 units and they range from $32 million up to over $50 million. These 10 residences live like single family homes. They are on the beach. I've done other videos on Olana, but it's so spectacular, I can't even do it justice. So if you're interested in the $30+ million range, definitely call me so I can give you the specifics. It's world class. Next, just south of that and just north of Laudermilk Park is the Rosewood Residences. Now, those are 2 buildings with 42 residences. 5 of these residences will have their own private pool. Rosewood Residences are very similar to the Ritz, but most people actually think that they're even nicer than the Ritz. These are starting right now at about $13 million and going up. They have been selling for a couple of years. So they are getting close to be nearing the end of their availability as far as what's left in the building to purchase. It is slated to be completed at the end of the year this year in 2026. Top of the line, first class amenities, their own private restaurant. It's a very low density building, very private and very spectacular. However, it is pretty close to this public beach here, Laudermilk Park. So that is a public beach, very busy, one of the really pretty places to go to the beach. And then we had a little bit further south, and now you hit the Naples Beach Club, the Four Seasons Resort. This just opened a couple months ago. beautiful. Four Seasons, I think you're probably familiar with it if you're familiar with luxury. They've got golf residences and beach residences. I believe the beach residences are sold out. There were 153 units for sale. They're mostly sold out. Probably to get into a beach unit right now, you're looking at about 25 million. But you live in the Four Seasons. All right, so now we are leaving Coquina Sands. Then the next community we run into when we leave Coquina Sands is Old Naples. Now, Old Naples is one of the most sought after communities in all of Naples. I'm going to zoom out here. Old Naples spans west of 41 here, and this whole area all the way down right to about here. So I like to explain Old Naples as basically downtown living. I'm from Chicago. Well, I'm from Central Illinois originally, but I live downtown Chicago, and I love that city feel. I love being able to walk to places, and that's what Old Naples offers. The main arteries in Old Naples are 5th Avenue South, which is a street just lined with dozens of really great restaurants and shops. And then 3rd Street South, which is another really great area with restaurants and shops. Now, the avenues run east-west and the streets run north-south. So it's a grid system. So that's kind of how you navigate through Old Naples. You start at the beach block, and then it starts 100 block, 200, 300, 400 as you go east. So if you're on the 900th block, then you're close to 9th Street, which is also Tamiami Trail, which is also 41. So remember, I told you we like to name streets multiple names so we can confuse tourists. Obviously, the closer you get to the beach, the more expensive the homes are. It's one of the most beautiful beaches in the country. The Travel Channel once voted it the country's most beautiful beach, and it is absolutely spectacular. There are many different homes there's still some of the original homes from like the 1950s and 60s, but you'll also see a lot of those homes getting torn down, built with monster mansions, especially along Gulf Shore Boulevard here. Gulf Shore Boulevard we call Millionaires Row, and it's just mansion after mansion after mansion. The Naples Pier here, it is gone right now from the hurricane, but hopefully it will be getting rebuilt very soon. It's been in the process for a while. And then this is 3rd Street, where I told you Tommy Bahama's is one of the most popular restaurants we have on 3rd. There's the Continental, Sea Salt, some great restaurants. Oh, one of my favorite places is Tony's on 3rd to get a really good coffee, which is just right on the other side of Tommy Bahama's here. Right on the side of J. McLaughlin here on 13th. You can get into Old Naples right now for the 400s for a small 1 or 2 bedroom condo, maybe 900 square feet within just a few blocks from the beach. And they go to over $40 million. So wide variety in Old Naples as well. One of the things I love about Old Naples, besides the great restaurants and just how beautiful it is Cambier Park. That's where I play tennis. It is a great tennis facility. They have really nice people, like the nicest people ever play tennis there. I love it. And it's a park, so you see the kids playing. They have opera, they have church services, they have art shows, all kinds of stuff happening at Cambier Park. It's a really great place to be nearby. And then once you head south of Old Naples, you're going to run into Aqualane Shores. Aqualane Shores starts, again, I don't know why Olana is there, that's wrong. Aqualane Shores is consisting of these homes here, and most of the homes are waterfront. They're all single family homes. Starting price is about $6 million. There are some original homes that probably flooded and some brand new mansions, but most of these are deep water access. So if you're a boater, you will love Aqualane Shores. Very quick distance right here to the Naples Bay. So you can see all these homes right here in Aqualane Shores. These are the numbers like 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, and then of course these streets here. This is Aqualane Shores. It's a very small community in between Old Naples and what we're coming up to next, the furthest south, Port Royal. And Port Royal is, I would say, the most prestigious single family development in all of Naples, and probably one of the most exclusive in the entire country. You have the average sales price right now in Port Royal is $17 million. Got, again, deep water access, beautiful homes. Most of them are gated, ranging from 10 million to 70, 80 million dollars. So Port Royal is a very exclusive community. Celebrities, CEOs, entrepreneurs, all kinds of really amazing, beautiful homes there. Okay, so we have gone as far south as we can possibly go. Port Royal is as far south as you can go. So what we have to do now is we have to head back up north, because now we're going to head east. So we're going to go up. Well, first let's talk about a couple of new construction opportunities in Old Naples. There are quite a few buildings being built. Obviously, a lot of single family new home construction, but if you're looking for like luxury high rise, there is a new one on 5th called the Avenue, which is 50 units. If you want to be right in the middle of downtown where you can just walk downstairs and go to get a coffee or go to a restaurant, the Avenue might be for you. 50 residences there. And then just a couple blocks over, you've got the Huxley, which we're a little far away from right now. So you can see where. Also, one thing I should mention, Central Avenue is what separates the north from the south streets. So you've got Central Avenue. Then if you go north of that, you've got 1st Avenue North, 2nd Avenue North, 3rd Avenue North. And then if you go south of that, you've got 1st Avenue South, 2nd Avenue South, 3rd Avenue South. So that's kind of how that grid system works. And then right around here, you've got a development called the Huxley, which is just one block over from 41, only 8 residences. They started about $8 million. I did have someone interested in purchasing, and one of the things I liked about it was that they were really willing to customize for this particular person. They were gonna make like a little Irish bar in one of the rooms. So it's really cool. No views to speak of, no views at all. If you're looking for a view, probably not for you, but if you like being right downtown, a really good option. So now we're going to head east. So I talked about 41 being one of the main arteries going north and south. So now I'm going to confuse you a little bit more, and we're going to head east. Well, first I want to talk about this area right here in between Goodlet and 41, which they do kind of call Old Naples, but it's not really Old Naples. It's just the area between Goodlet and 41. And there are some great buildings there: Naples Square, 1111, Quattro, and a development called Encore. So Encore is the latest development. Ronto Group is the developer for Quattro and Encore. Encore has 15 units. They start at $3.6 million. Very nice, top of the line finishings, really nice location. It's really one of the buildings where you can get the most amenities and still be close to downtown without having to be like 13 million. So if you're in that like $3 to $5 million range, it's a really great option because you can't really get that close to the beach for, you know, any other in that 3 million range. So that's a great option. Let me know if you want questions on that. So now we're going to head east, and we're going to hit up this little corner that seems to be a really hot corner right now, on the corner of Davis Boulevard and 41. And there is a development here. It was called Aura, but now it's called Avra. I'm not sure why they changed the name of it, but it is right here on the corner of this street. It's going to be quite a big complex when it's finished. Avra has 56 units between $2 and $7 million. They are going to have a rooftop pool. There are going to be stores and restaurants on the first floor, kind of a little mini mercado. It's coming along really nicely, much better than I anticipated. It looks really nice. Again, under construction. All of these buildings that I'm talking about are under construction. None of them are actually complete. Then you go a little bit further south, and now you are at the Halcyon, which is probably the latest building to be released, and it's going to be really beautiful. If you're a boater, this is going to be a really great community for you. 66 residences, 120 boat slips, 55,000 square foot pool, spa, sky deck, Pilates, just a really beautiful community right here. They start at 2.9 million and go to 7 million. Okay, so we're done with most of like the luxury communities. Now we're going to head to some of the newer construction communities in more reasonable, lower price ranges. Now we're going to head east. We're going to go to the Isles of Collier Preserve, which is one of the most popular neighborhoods in all of Naples. I used to live in the Isles of Collier, and it's gorgeous. They have coach homes, single family homes, villas, and cottages now. I have a lot of videos on the Isles of Collier, and of course you can always contact me. The Isles of Collier was originally going to be 1,600 homes, and then they reslated it because it was so popular. So now it's about 1,800 homes. One of the things about Isles of Collier is so popular, and that was kind of when the boom was happening, when they announced these are the last single family home lots we are releasing. We're done after this. We have no more land. These are the last ones. People camped out in the parking lot to get a lot in the Isles of Collier. It's not quite that crazy now, but it is still a very beautiful, very sought after, popular community. The entry price for a cottage is about $500,000. The homes go all the way up to about $4 million. Now the average single family home is around $1.8–2 million. The starting for a single family home with a pool is usually around $1.35 to $1.375. Of course, that could be changing as the market starts to improve. The thing that people love about the Isles of Collier is that it's just so many different waterways. They have a beautiful amenity center. It's very coastal. You feel like you're on vacation. The amenity center is very active. It has 14 pickleball courts, it has tennis courts. It's super active. But on the other side of the wall to the Isles of Collier is the East Naples Community Park. It's where they have the USA Pickleball Open. Okay, they have like 56 pickleball courts. So if you love pickleball and you just want to be that close to it, that is the neighborhood for you. It's spectacular. It's definitely one of my favorite communities in Naples. So now we're going to just keep heading east, and we are just continuing on 41. I think that's going to be the best route to go. And then we're going to come to Naples Reserve. So we're probably at least 20 minutes from the beach now. And we're running into Naples Reserve, which is right here. Naples Reserve is comprised of many different builders. D.R. Horton is one of the bigger ones. Ashton Woods built a lot of homes in there. They have duplexes, but we call them villas, but most people up north kind of view them as a duplex, but you don't own both sides. There's one on each side, nobody above you, nobody below you. There are a lot of villas. There are a lot of single family homes ranging from around 800,000 to over 3 million. Naples Reserve also has a big lake, but this is actually a really pretty big lake here. So these homes on this lake have a really nice view. Okay, we're gonna head, Naples Reserve has a really nice amenity center on the water. It's really pretty, really nice view. They have a little cafe, not a restaurant. I think there's about 1,200 homes in Naples Reserve. Now we're gonna keep heading east, so far east. Then we're gonna hit the Esplanade by the Islands, which is as far as east as we're gonna go. So now we're about 3 miles east of the 951-41 intersection. And here you come across Esplanade by the Islands, a very large community built by Taylor Morrison. You may be familiar with them. They have built a lot of communities. This is a really, really amenity-rich community. Reasonably priced homes. They have twin villas and single family homes. There are no more villas available for new construction, but there are resales. They also have coach homes. So lots of different price ranges and styles and sizes in Esplanade. They are really known for their community center. They have a full service spa, a beach restaurant out by the pool. They have a hair salon, state-of-the-art fitness center, sports courts. They are building a culinary center. So lots of amenities. The location is not the best, but the prices do reflect that. So if you are maybe you have a little bit of a stricter budget, but you still want a new home and a lot of amenities, then Esplanade by the Islands might be for you. As I said earlier, the further you go east, the lower the prices go. So the closer you get to the beach, the more you're going to pay. So if you want more home and newer home and more amenities, the further east you go, the more you're going to get for your money. Okay, we're heading back here. We're going to touch on a few more really popular communities. So we're taking 41 back here to 951, which is also called Collier Boulevard, which is right here. So Esplanade by the Islands is about a little over 3 miles from this intersection right here. And we're still about 20 minutes to the beach. Now, 951 is also called Collier Boulevard because, again, we like to confuse you. And if you took this Collier Boulevard right here, you would go directly to Marco Island. But we're not going to go to Marco Island today. We're going to head this direction and we're going to hit up a couple of really popular communities. First, we're going to come to Winding Cypress, which is a Pulte community. It was built in mostly around 2016-17. It is also a very nice resort style community. They have twin villas and single family homes. They have a nice poolside restaurant, just like Esplanade by the Islands. All the amenities. They have they don't have a spa, but they do have a lot of amenities there as well. So no new construction there, but some really nice resales. Also, you keep going on Collier Boulevard, and we are going to run into a new community called Seven Shores. Seven Shores is a Toll Brother community, and it is about 400 homes, twin villas and single family homes. They actually have a single family home for $600,000. It's a really good value. Now they're about 70% sold out, so there are not a lot of opportunities left. They have this really big lake right here, which used to be a quarry. And I actually have a listing for sale. Beautiful, beautiful single family home. The view it's like a $10 million view. And it is a spectacular home. We have it on the market for $2.495. It's about 3,400 square feet, highly upgraded, really beautiful pool. But this view right here is gorgeous. So Seven Shores is a good community. If you like quieter communities, about 400 homes. So obviously no restaurant, because it is hard to sustain a restaurant with only 400 homes. A lot of the people in Florida are seasonal, so some of them are only here in the winter. Sometimes half the people that live in a community are only here in the winter. So it is a smaller, so if you like more of a boutique, quieter community, Seven Shores might be right for you. And then just north of Seven Shores is Caymas. And Caymas is one of my favorite communities. I've done a lot of videos on Caymas. Look at this lake. These views are around $1 million just for the lot view, if you can still get them. Caymas is a luxury development. There's 2 builders in there, Pulte and Stock. Right now, Polte is basically sold out. They're selling their last 2 or 3 lots, but they're not the best lots because they're either close to the main road here, Collier 951, or they back up to these apartments right here. So not the best lots, but there are some resales coming on the market. Stock is selling strong. The community itself is going to have about 560 homes, and stock is about halfway sold out. The entry point right now for the stock homes is 1.8 million. They are beautiful. They are luxury homes. Stock is one of the best builders in all of Naples. The gorgeous community, one of the most popular communities right now. Really great 40,000 square foot clubhouse. So very low density community, but a really large clubhouse. The sports courts are already finished. The main clubhouse is supposed to be finished at the end of the year. And then lastly, I want to head back in this direction. I want to hit one more community. So we've got to go east here. We're going to go to Valencia Sky, which is about 8 minutes from Caymas. And Valencia Sky, if you're in that under million range, this is the community for you. It is a GL Homes community. I've sold a lot of homes in this community. If you love amenities, they have an over 30,000 square foot amenity center. It's selling like hotcakes. They've sold over half their homes in a little over a year. It's the hottest selling community right now in all of Naples. People just love the clubhouse. It's not finished yet, but they love the clubhouse. GL Homes has built many other communities in Naples and Florida, so people know what to expect. It is a 55 plus community. The starting point in there is probably the real price. You know, they give you the starting from, but the real price is probably around $750,000 right now. I have a couple dozen videos on Valencia Sky, so if you want more information on those, be sure to check out my other videos. But those are only single family homes. There are 8 different models, and ranging, you know, from about, I think, 1,700 square feet to over 4,000. So really nice community. I love it. It's so popular. It's a really good location. As I said, most of these communities are pretty far east of 75. This one is not. It's in a great location. Well, let me tell you, I drove there the other day from 5th Avenue, and I got there in 10 minutes. So pretty quick to downtown and 5th Avenue. So that is the overview of the Naples area. Of course, I started in Fort Myers, worked our way down to Naples. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, of course, let me know. As I said, I've been selling real estate for 26 years. I can help you narrow down exactly what you're looking for. If you just tell me what your price range is, what kind of home you're looking for, I will help you zoom in on the top 3 or 4 communities to focus on. So thank you so much for watching. I hope to have the opportunity to help you find the perfect home in Naples. Have a great day.